Hi everyone, this is going to be a quick summary of all of the changes we've made to go from IntList to SLList to DLList right now. Okay, so the first change we made was renaming IntList to IntNode. And this minor change actually, I think is very, very important because it's saying that the IntList no longer is the list, the SLList is now. The IntNode is merely a node within this SLList, okay? This next idea is the idea of encapsulation, of saying if I have some linked list, let me encapsulate it in this SLList class. And it's going to be much easier for us to interact with the SLList class than having to interact with that naked linked list, okay? And the next change is for access control. What that is saying is we have a first attribute of the SLList class, which is basically a pointer to the first int node in our linked list, okay? So now what we're saying is we should make this private because only the SLList class needs to have access to this. A user shouldn't have access to this, one, because they may mess things up, and two, because it's easier to abstract this away from them, right? Makes their life easier, makes our life easier, okay? The next improvement was having a nested class. So a nested class is saying that I have some int node class. Let's move it inside the SLList class because the SLList is the only class that's really utilizing the functionality of int node. Okay, and this next change, I think this one is mind-blowingly cool, is we're caching the size so that when the size function is called, we can just return the size variable we've cached over time, right? And how do we exactly cache the size? Well, we have a size variable. Every time there's an add, we do size plus plus. Every time there's a remove, we do size minus minus. Very intuitive, and it really increases or improves the speed of our size function. Okay. Then the next change number 6, is we're generalizing our code. What does this mean? Instead of hard coding it to fit these special cases, we're making our code more generalizable and easier for us to work with and reason with. And we enable this with a Sentinel node, okay? The reason the Sentinel node is good is the empty list before happens when first is null. But this is tedious, it brings problems. So the Sentinel node is never null. We never run into that problem, okay? Now, the last 2 changes involve the DLList, okay? So the first one is we want to support really fast operations in the end or the last node in our linked list, right? So in order to have these fast operations, we could have a last pointer. And we also need a .prev pointer so that remove last works. And then finally, we should have a Sentinel upgrade so that our doubly linked list kind of works going in both directions from start to end. And we recommend the circular approach just by having one Sentinel. Phew, that was a really fast summary. Hopefully that helps solidify things. And there's one really short video on generic lists, and then Allison will take over from there.